All right. So, oh shit, I forgot to pull up the chat. I forgot to do a bunch of stuff actually. So we live, baby. So we're gonna give it a minute before everybody starts showing up and stuff, which usually takes about 5-6 minutes, maybe a little longer. Let's see. Let me pull up my dashboard. Let me pull up my chat. What's popping, everybody? What's popping? What's popping? Okay. So today, it's a very interesting episode. So today we're gonna be talking about. Oh shit. I forgot to do the audio part. I'm just dropping the ball completely, aren't I? So, hope you guys had a great weekend. Mine was filled with... Actually, mine was surprisingly productive. And we'll actually talk about some of the stuff that I did over the weekend. And one step closer to being in Black Panther 2. So, with that said, let me go ahead and hit this record button. There we go. So now the audio version is going. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Canon Culture. Okay, your boy Jay is in the building once again. So today we're going to be taking submissions. So if you guys have submitted topics that you would like for me to talk about, today is the day to go ahead and do that. I've had a couple, so we're going to go over those. And as we go through, if you guys want to submit them in the chat, you can go ahead and do that. If you're listening to the audio version of this, which is available later, you're more than welcome to submit via Twitter. You can actually tweet me at just_Jarrett, Jarrett, so you can actually go ahead and do that. Also, if you guys are watching this after the fact, there is a link to my Discord down in the description below. And also, in case you guys wanted to know, the SoundCloud version is going to be available. We're still working on the other two audio. What's up, Curry? What's going on, man? There's one other thing I wanted to announce and plug a little bit before we get into today's show. Oh yeah, season 1 of your of the merch is available, or I guess I should call it Canon Culture gear is available, so you guys can go and pick that up. It's at teespring.com/ what the fuck is it actually? Teespring.com, I think it's /Canon-Culture1. So if you guys want, I'll make sure to include a link. Matter of fact, I'm gonna throw it up in the chat right now, so if any of you guys want some of this stuff, there's t-shirts, there's hoodies, stickers, and mugs. So I tried to make everything as cheap as possible, so that way everybody could try and afford it. And I'm sorry if you're shipping internationally, they have like a really weird issue about that. I'm not sure why. What's going on, guys? Oh, you want me to talk about Ultra Instinct? Okay, we'll get into that towards the end of the show. So what's going on, guys? So let's go ahead and jump into it. I don't think there's anything else I need to plug. No? Yes? No? Maybe so? I can't remember. So we're just going to dive right into it. The first thing I wanted to talk about today is my buddy Justin, who I knew from high school. He follows me on Twitter. So he kind of was going back and forth with me today regarding some of the stuff that I had planned to do, and he was suggesting YouTubers I collab with and just do discussions and podcast episodes and stuff with. And so he mentioned a couple of people, and I wanted to kind of name drop a little bit because he's not exactly in the community, really. He's kind of a... My boy is very, very Pan-African heavy. Like, he's just really about the culture. So, but he's kind of stuck in one culture. What's up, Ratchet? What's going on? Why did I read that as Ratchet? So, check this out, man. Let me, first of all, tell you, my boy, YouTube doesn't work like that. If you're making friends with a bigger YouTuber and they want to do a video with you, that's great. Or if you ask to do a video with them and they say, yeah, that's great. But this guy was trying to name drop people like, oh, you should reach out to RDC World and Afro Sinju and like a bunch of other people that have like way like we're talking 100K plus. Now the thing about Afro Sinju is he's the only one I've done multiple videos with. I've done 2 podcasts with him, and we've also done some like Naruto stuff together, and that's about it. So as of recently, there's no collab, but there's no need for a collab. There's no mixture there. It doesn't work. So the way my content is perceived is it's Canon Culture. So if we're not doing Canon Culture, I don't really want to do it. There are some anime topics that we talk about a couple of times a week, but it's like whatever. It's not a huge point. Movies we obviously talk about a lot. Comic books and stuff like that, and as of recently, Black Panther mostly. So when Infinity War comes out, I'll have a lot more to talk about. And then music we're getting into a little bit. We're going to try and do that eventually. So that'll be something. But this guy was trying to have me like reach out to these people that, number one, you can't really reach them. And if you can, it's like, all right, whatever. Who cares? Number two, the realms don't cross. Like, my level of where I'm at, like, my type of personality does not fit with any of those people, like, at all. Like, RDC World, those guys are cool, and I think the main dude, like, the dark-skinned guy, he's Supreme Dream or whatever the fuck his name, I don't know. But they make funny videos. The only thing about that is they're not, I guess... They're already established. They already have their kind of like, okay, this is how we do things. This is what we do. And like Caleb City is also somebody I would not collab with just because the bar is set so high. I particularly have my expertise in one sort of field where when it comes to like making films and short stories and short films and that stuff like that, these guys are literally taking their phones and shooting comedy sketches. Like there's some type of way that they can connect. But as of right now, I don't see it, like, it's not a thing. Plus, I only have 2K subs. So, it's not really something that's like, okay, how can you do for me? You know what I mean? Like, it's a what have you done for me? What can you do for me type of situation. Where it's like, if you're a YouTuber who's like 200,000 subs, you know, 500,000 subs, 1 million subs, you're not going to work with somebody that's at 2,000. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't, it's not feasible and it doesn't make any sense, really. Like, you know what I mean? So... it's not something that is really gonna happen. Like, it's just not. And, you know, I got into it with him. I'm like, yeah, you know, it sucks, but, I mean, it is what it is. Now, there is a potential chance to always reach out and try to talk to these people, and, you know, maybe you get a collab going, but there's no return on investment on their end. So if I'm somebody with 100,000 subs, and somebody with 12 hits me up like, hey, I really want to do a video with you, bro, I understand for the culture, yeah, it would help, yeah, it would, like, really inspire people to, like, suddenly want to hit me up about making videos, but it's like, once you leave the door open for one person, I mean, that person really has to be, like, you have to know them really well and be like, yeah, come on, let's do a video. But if you don't, and they're just somebody that hits you up out of the blue to really want to do a video, you kind of have to deal with the potential backlash that you might have from that, and it's like, oh, well, you did a video with this person, they only have 200 subs or whatever, how come you can't do a video with me? And then you get a lot of that jabberjaw and stuff like that, and then that's stuff you have to pay attention to in your notifications. So that's just ridiculous, and I'd rather not have to even deal with that. But, being as he said that, once again, the stuff doesn't match up. Clearly, I'm at this point in time with my YouTube situation is... I occasionally make gaming videos, which they started doing, so that might work. And I don't do sketches. I don't do skits. Maybe when I start doing it, I can see it cross. But as of right now, I'm just a personality. I just talk to you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really out here trying to set up skits and stuff like that. So, it could potentially be something there. So, I'll have to look into that. So, if the lines cross, then it'll work. That'll be like, you know, a rap artist trying to do... you know, just take any SoundCloud artist, you know, like it just doesn't work. They have to mesh. And plus, the person has to have talent. Like, first of all, like, you have to actually bring something that is going to benefit not only us, not only like me personally, but it's like, how's that going to benefit you? Because if you're a shitty YouTuber, like, you don't really know how to talk, and you're just not very spoken, you don't know how to speak very well, and you're doing shit like that. None of that shit, no. That you don't belong on camera, you don't belong off camera, you don't belong on a microphone. You just don't. You need to get your dick up first before you can even decide you want to swing it at anybody. So that's kind of the take you have to go with that. So it's got to be like, yo, if you can't offer me anything and you can't even offer yourself something, how the fuck would you expect me to want to work with you? So, you know, but seeing the potential that might be there, I'll look into it. It's probably something that's not gonna happen, but shoot your shot while you can, I guess. So that's to answer that, but it's very, very interesting. And then he also wanted to talk about kind of like how he didn't really see it that way. He doesn't like to see it that way. And I could understand because he's not involved in the YouTube space. He's not involved in the YouTube community. He kind of sees everything on the outside. You know, it's like, it's easy to see the way creators put videos together and then they'll collab. Not a whole lot of creators I know collab anymore. Like, it's just not considered a collab. They just do videos side by side and they upload the exact same video on both channels. So, you know, he was talking about, you know, when he starts his channel, you know, he wants to be a very influential content creator and, you know, he's interested in vlogging, commentary on games, current events, you know, news, anime, like being woke, like conscious, you know, history and like just culture in general. And I'm like, that's great. But if you haven't already started your channel, it's like you're literally just lipping off to me. Like, that means nothing. Especially in 2018 YouTube. Like 2018 YouTube is probably the toughest it's ever been, but it's also very rewarding when you finally do reach a point where you're like, yo, I feel like I made something. Because 2018 YouTube is not only hard discovery, hard retention, hard just like in general. Like, it's difficult. So you really got to do this and like be passionate about it. Like, if that's something that you think you're gonna offer to the world. So there's no just, oh, I'm doing it as a hobby. You can do it as a hobby. Go for it. Don't expect to get anything out of it, though. I mean, you could follow one of the 3 C's. Clearly, cash is not the situation, okay? And as you guys know, I have to remind you every single episode, the 3 C's, if you're not doing it for the cash, for the clout, okay, or for the culture. All right, so you gotta push forward one of those things. In early YouTube, you're clearly not getting cash. It's not happening. Okay, because even just for brands to reach out to you to pay you, oh shit, that JT with another month. Oh no, that's Replays. What's up, Replays? Oh, thank you for the sub. I don't know how many months that is, but thank you, sir. I appreciate the sub. He's subbed on Twitch. I know JT still subbed on Twitch. I think he's like at 8 months now. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. But without throwing myself off any further, yeah, it's definitely a tough situation because you're clearly not doing it for the cash. Like, the cash is not happening. It's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, unless you spontaneously blow up overnight, which is possible. Like, that's a thing that can happen. But when you're talking about anime and being woke and all this other stuff and all the other stuff that you wanted to talk about, my friend, yeah, it's not likely to happen. So, but it's, you know, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just not likely. So you clearly can't do it for that. You want to do it for the clout? That's definitely a possibility. Doing it for the clout is making the videos for your community, for other creators to see, and they'll be like, yo, I vibe with that. The clout is usually what'll get you a nice collab. Like, if somebody really digs you, then they'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll do a video with this guy. So that's essentially how that works. Or you're doing it for the culture, which is honestly very close to doing it for the clout, because doing it for the culture is literally just taking an L, doing stuff for free, and literally just putting content out there every single day that people want to be a part of. So Tim time for some Canon culture. What's up, meme lord? So yeah, you know, if you're doing it for one of those 3 reasons, really you only have 2 that are applicable here, go for it. I think you can do it. You do it and get all these subs, get all these views, whatever. Just keep going and stay persistent at it. That's how you got to do early YouTube. You literally just put your head down. Don't look at numbers. Just go. Just put your shit out there. Don't worry about if it's good, bad, or indifferent. Practice. That's how you got to do it. That's the best way to really dive into it. And then, so once you do that, after a while, you know, you hit 5K subs or whatever, 5 to 10, brands will start reaching out to you, then you'll have access to that money. And with that money, you just recycle that back into production value, and you'll get better and better and get that practice until you can really like decide what is it that you want to do and how do you want to go from here. So that's essentially to answer what the fuck you were talking about today, Justin. So I appreciate the submission, my friend. Thank you very much. Once again, you guys can submit at any point, anytime in the chat. You can also do that in the Discord. I'm monitoring all of that stuff, except for, let's see. Now Rim's tripping out for some fucking soul. Bro, you're just tripping out. You tripping in the fucking chat. That's why I demoted you. So, anyway, let me see. I had one other thing. Let me check my submissions. And these were kind of the 2 biggest things that I wanted to touch on today. What's up? Sorry about the autocorrect. Oh, no worries. Yo, that movie and TV show concept session the other day was pretty nice. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. That's something that we do on the weekends. That's got to be secret. You can't tell nobody. My boy Kernan, at Chocolate Kernan, I think that's, I'm not sure if that's how you say it, man, but to get into yours, today he asked me a question. He said, do you feel it's harder to relate to somebody who is black from the UK or Australia or anywhere else that's not the United States compared to somebody that is? And I'd have to say, to a certain extent. For somebody like me, no, not really, because I'm just down to earth about everything with everybody. I'm an adult. I know how to communicate. You know what I mean? So, actually, let me hit you with this young follow, my guy. No, I for somebody who just talks for a living, no, I don't think it's difficult at all. I do think, however, it's probably not easy for other people because there's a cultural rift there. There's a music difference. There's a movie taste difference. There's just everything is different because when you grow up in the US, you grow up with, obviously you guys see, like, we have, you know, the presidency that gets out of control from time to time. We have all of this other shit that happens. It's just a whole different, like, United States culture is just so different. You know what I mean? So compared to when you're raised in the UK, like the fact that we call it college. We go to, you know, there's first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. That's considered elementary. Then you have, for some schools, and then you have 6th, 7th, and 8th, which is considered middle school. Some include 9th, which is going into high school. So high school is 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So there's 4 years of high school, 3 years of middle school, 5 years of elementary school. And that's just a common practice across the board. Like, not every school does that. Not every district, not every state does it that way. Sometimes they mix and they mingle. Like, elementary school is the first 3 grades or the first 8 grades. So you'll have that, and then you'll go to college, which college can range depending on what it is that you want to do, if you want to go to college at all. And then you guys have university, and you guys have, you know, like, just that concept right there. Just that wording being different is a little weird. So there's just, hold on. Demoted. Because this nigga's pissing me off. Anyway, so he said, I think we even start school at different ages. Yeah, exactly. So there's just a whole different cultural shift there. So I would say, yeah, for the average person, it probably would be difficult. Like, just the communicating in general, because there's certain things that we talk about here that, you know, like different music and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to vibe with somebody who isn't necessarily 100% familiar with that. So it's also sometimes even a language barrier. So, you know, I have a couple of friends who are black and they live in Canada, and they've always lived in Canada, and they know French, which I think is dope. I want to learn French, okay? That's just me as an uncultured individual. I really want to learn French. I want to learn multiple languages. I want to learn Korean. I want to learn French, obviously. Japanese, I feel like would not be useful, but I think the inner weeaboo in me wants to learn Japanese for some reason. Spanish would definitely be useful, especially in the state of California, especially in the city of Los Angeles. That would definitely be useful. So, and I also would like to learn, I don't know, maybe there's like probably 1 or 2 other languages that I can't think of off the top of my head, but I would love to do videos in different languages. Like, I would do like a review of a movie or something in English, and then I would put out another review that's like in French or in Spanish. Like, that would be dope. I would love to do that. That would be fucking, oh man, that would be amazing. But unfortunately, with the time schedule I have, I don't have the time to learn another language right now. I probably could, learning it day by day, but you know. So, but you know, I think, yeah, that's something that's potentially difficult. Especially for somebody who's from, like, just to give like an example, like if you're somebody who grew up in London, I feel like we wouldn't be able to relate too much on anything because our jokes would be different too. Like, the way I tell jokes is very like built up on, oh, do you have knowledge of like 90s cartoons, 90s pop culture? Just the way people act and like behave is different in America. Like we're a lot more like a little rude, and like even some jokes where it's like, okay, how do people in America do things? And it's like, yeah, we're a little rude, we push and shove and stuff like that, compared to if you're somebody who's lived in Korea, pushing and shoving is just like, no, you don't need to say excuse me for what? Fuck all that. like it just doesn't make any, like, you know, when you go to China, when you go to Korea, when you go to Vietnam, like a lot of these places, people just don't use the word excuse me. And like that's also something that's potent here. Like when I go to the Bay Area where my family is from, everybody's so nice. Like if you bump into somebody, oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me, da 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 da, you know, my bad, you know, and then all of a sudden a conversation will spark up. Or, you know, somebody scuffs your shoe, oh, my bad, you know what, do you need me, I can give you like a couple of dollars, you can get it cleaned out, whatever. Then when you go to New York, it's completely different. It's like, yo, push and shove, and it's just, it is what it is, man. Yo, if you're gonna say excuse me, B. If not, keep it pushing. And then you got a lot of people that are a lot more aggressive in Los Angeles, and like just that area dynamic is different. So I feel like for somebody like me that's cultured, uncultured, it's easy. For somebody who's uncultured, just doesn't know anything, doesn't know how to communicate with people, probably extremely difficult. So personally, I feel like it's easier for people in the UK to understand Americans than the other way around. Yeah, that's true, because in the UK, they actually teach you more American history than we learn about our own country. Like, I think it's very interesting. First of all, American history is almost a waste of time, just to be real with you. Like, it really, really, really is. Especially, I think maybe up until a certain point. Like, when you get in high school and, like, you're a sophomore or a junior, I think they should just cut out U.S. history. Like, that shit is just dumb, and replace it with fucking taxes and financial responsibility classes. Because, to be real with you, getting out of high school in America is fucking, like, insane. Because you got to decide, okay, do you want to potentially go into $20, $30, $40, $50, maybe $100,000 in debt to go to school for a couple of years with a gambling chance of possibly earning that money back? I don't know. That doesn't sound very feasible. Like, why would you? It's like rolling a dice. If you landed on even, you get some of your money back. If you land on odd, you're in debt for the next 50 years. So it's like, ugh. So that's like, fuck, man. Like, nobody prepares you for that decision making in high school. And you're fucking 16, 17, 18 years old, 19. You can barely make your own fucking decisions as far as what do you want to eat for lunch, let alone if you want to go into humongous debt. Like, that is just fucking stupid. So, but that's just the way I feel about it. So some people are a little bit more prepared, where they're just like, yeah, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer or a physician of some kind, or a dentist, and it's like, okay, that's cool. You know, you get prepared for that stuff, and most people just do that. But there's also a sense of entrepreneurship that exists now within this realm of how we live now, and it's like, whoo, man, you're fucked if you go to college, bro. You're kind of fucked. So just I forgot the original tangent that I was going on, but it's like, man, yeah, it's kind of difficult, because when you really think about it, the UK learning about all the crazy shit that goes on in the US, like, there is literally, I'd have to say, when I was going to school, there's almost none about learning actual American history as far as what's useful going forward. Like, it's great to learn the presidents, and really it's just memorizing stuff. You're not actually learning anything in high school. It's really just 4 years of babysitting for high school. Just to be real with you, that's all you're doing, is getting up every morning to go and be babysat, so that way there's somewhere for you to go to possibly develop into a potential piece of society that might be productive, while your parents are out actually being productive members of society. So they have their jobs, and they have, you know, the schooling that they went through and everything like that. So they're using whatever education that they built up, sometimes it's none, to really just push forward, I guess, the canon of the country, if that makes any sense. To pay taxes is technically the canon of the United States. So it's like the main storyline. There's a couple of things that you can't escape, and it's death and taxes. So, you know, you're gonna end up paying that money. So, and then when you're somebody who decides not to go to college, that's almost, I feel like, is a better off gamble, because then you don't have any debt. You could really just figure it out, which I'm not saying this to like, oh, don't go to college, because it's for some people. It's not for some people. Personally, I think it was the greatest, worst decision that I've ever made in my life. So just because these niggas are trying to charge me $40,000 and like, there's a whole thing behind that. Maybe I'll tell you guys another day, but school is pretty much, can you remember this and follow instructions? Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So when you're getting out of college and it's like, all right, you got to either try and apply this to your field and work for free for a little bit and suck a little dick until you can get into the job that you possibly want, to continue to suck more dick so you can get the money that you want to make. And I use all of these terms figuratively, guys. You don't actually have to suck dick. I mean, unless that is the profession that you want to go to, then no judgment. That's on you. Handle thy scandal. Okay, that is none of my business. Personally, I think most people get cheated. Most people get cheated out of a future that they possibly wanted to have, because you're really using college as a trial and error stage in America. Like the first 2 to 4 years in college is really you trying to figure out, what do I want to develop into? God forbid you go to a school for 4 to 7 years, depending on what, you know, the profession that you want to go into, only to realize, you know what? I should have been a music producer this whole time. And you're $60,000 in debt because you wanted to go into journalism or you wanted to be a doctor, and now your parents are just like, what the fuck? But then there's a bigger what the fuck on you, because now you just have this big ass bill that you have to pay just because you wanted to try some stuff out. So that's usually what community college is for. And even that's pretty fucking expensive for some people. Like, you know, for some odd reason, when you enroll in college in the United States, they want to look at the money that your parents earn. Like, what does my parents earning money have to do with me paying for my own college? Like, I'm confused by that. Like, that doesn't, I never did understand that. And even after it was explained to me numerous times, like when you're doing FAFSA and, you know, federal student aid and all this other stuff, it's like, but what the fuck do you need to include my parents for real? Like, their money does not touch me ever. Like, they didn't even want to give me money for lunch going to school. Like, what the fuck makes you think they're going to pay for college? The fuck? You must be up out of your mind. So, let's see. Then we'll move on to another topic. The most important skills in university/college seem to be more like networking and socializing. That is true. That, I feel like, is the biggest thing you can get out of college, is when you go to college, you network. Fuck the classes, fuck all this other shit, you network. Because that is one thing that I learned going into film school. And like, I originally went for music production, which was way too easy for me. Like, way, way, way too easy. So I was so focused on like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ace all these classes, this, that, and the other thing. I'm gonna get out of college, almost like it's a prison sentence. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna be on the outs, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have freedom. Then I'm gonna pick up a job at like Interscope Records. I'm gonna be like an intern. I'm gonna work my way up for like 2 years. Then they're gonna hit me with like, yo, you're a producer now. And then this, that, and the other thing, and then I'm gonna be a runner or whatever. And it's the same thing with film. You think you're gonna get your degree, you're gonna start interning at some stuff, and you're gonna, you know, just dive in, and next thing you know, you're gonna be a movie producer. It don't ever happen like that. At least not for those two professions. Maybe for like engineering, and you wanna be like a fucking, I don't know, like a, I don't know, what the fuck do you use an engineering degree for? Whatever you use that shit for, there's probably like some type of scientific fucking job that you want. I don't know, I'm uncultured. So whatever you use that for, I feel like that might be practical, you know. You want to do graphic design, that shit is a little iffy because you could really learn that from home. So, I mean, you know, you go to college so that way you can network with people, so that way when other people whose parents are in really good positions, it's like having that one rich friend and you come over to his house and you always get good food, and then you're just like, I never want to leave because as soon as you go back home, you got to eat peanut butter and sugar sandwiches. Bro, so, you know, I'm just saying, like, sometimes that's how it is. And you really got to take it, I guess you got to not take it for granted. Use whatever it is that you can, network with people, even if you fail a couple of classes, because there's one guy who I went to school with, and I remember this was in my film sound class, and it was probably like 3 or 4 months into me really going into college, and that's when I decided, you know what, I don't want to make beats anymore. I want to like make explosions and like edit films and do stuff like that and like make sound effects. I thought that was dope. Doing ADR, doing Foley, shit like that. So I'm like diligently trying to figure out like, okay, this is gonna be my career path. I'm gonna study this. I'm getting A's in tests. This one dude literally would skip a bunch of classes, which doesn't make any sense to me. When you're in college, why are you skipping class? You understand that you're paying for these classes, right? Like as an adult, you pay for these shits. So I never understood the concept of I'm gonna ditch class as an adult. Okay, all right, do you, I guess, do you. And so it would literally be him and like 6 other people, and they would hang out behind like one of the school buildings and literally just spark up and smoke weed for like a couple hours a day. Every single day, unanimously. When dude would show up, he would show up with the loudest fucking weed I've ever smelled in my fucking life coming into class. I'm like, yo, how does nigga expect to get a job and he just ditching classes and stuff? So long story short, I get out of college, I do a couple of internships, I get some dope jobs, I lose those jobs because they're all temporary, and it's like, you don't really have the experience, and you can't gain that experience without getting experience to fucking get a job. So that was kind of a really bad loophole. And then I come to find out, this guy didn't do any of that. He literally got out of school, probably 4 or 5 days after he got out. He ended up getting a really nice cushiony job at Interscope Records. And I'm like, that's great. I put all my hard work and blood, sweat, and tears into making sure I learned this specific shit. This guy literally dropped the fuck out and ended up getting a better job than me. Still has a better job than me. Like, man, I'm just fucking baffled at the amount of just work that I put in for absolutely no reason. So it's like, fuck, man. Like, I feel like I wasted a lot of my time. So, you know, that's something that we got to deal with, specifically living in America. I don't know what it's like in the UK. I would love to go to school out there. That would, man, you know what? I feel like your boy would be very cultured if I lived somewhere else. So, you know. Just saying. But yeah, there is a huge cultural difference, and I think trying to make friends with people from the UK as an American is a little difficult. But if you're from the UK trying to make American friends, we kind of look up to you. We're kind of like, not look up, but it's like adjacent. Like, yo, y'all don't have like a fucking retard dictator on Twitter every single day trying to fuck shit up. So that's pretty dope. I like that. I should come live over there. Oh, you say you got a 3-bedroom in London? I'm en route. Let me just finish not paying off these student loans real quick. So that's just the best thing that I can come up with. Is there's such a huge cultural difference that the backgrounds don't ever match up. So like, you know, if you're really somebody who wants to make friends, you'll figure out a way to make friends. But if it's just difficult for you, if you feel like it's a struggle, it's probably not going to work anyway. Like, you'll probably stay acquaintances. So, you know. And then somebody wanted me to talk about the last thing for the day. I know you guys have been putting stuff in the chat. I've just been talking so much I haven't been able to see it all. Somebody wanted me to talk about Ultra Instinct Goku. Yeah, I'm only going to touch up on this for a few minutes, and then I'm going to take questions and comments in the chat. I don't care, honestly. Dragon Ball Super needs to be over. It's been on for 3 years now, and I'm just tired of looking at it. It's just really... Because you know Goku's going to win. It's like, how... You know it's going to be boring. Like, what the fuck? Like, there's literally nothing you can do. Like, it is what it is. The hero is going to fucking win. What I could understand if they let Vegeta stay in and Goku got bopped out of the tournament, then yo, Vegeta be taking W sometimes, finally. Like, that would be something that I think would be different. But as far as Ultra Instinct Goku, I don't give a shit, man. That shit doesn't affect me. That shit doesn't bother me. And I honestly think just anime in general is kind of getting like this because I haven't seen any of this season's new anime. Because really, I'm just looking forward to My Hero Season 3 coming back. So let me just pull up Crunchyroll and see what's popular right now. I'm just going to pull up the top ones for Crunchyroll. And I think Boruto is not doing so well either. So I think they're getting to like the movie arc stuff and it's still not picking up. So please watch Fate Stay Night. I'm addicted. I've already seen all the Fate series. You're a little behind. Let's see. There's Dragon Ball Super. That's hopefully going to end soon. One Piece is not going to end anytime soon. Then there's Boruto. Ancient Magus Bride. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm hearing really good things. Goku has plot armor. Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of like, who cares? Like, you know the protagonist is going to win. This is not a show that banks off of, oh, twists and turns. And then I'm hearing Black Clover. Like, I'm hearing a lot of people say Black Clover is trash. And I'm hearing a lot of people say it's good. I watched the first 2 episodes. It's annoying as fuck. It really is. Like, this kid screams every 3 seconds about something. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Japanese, like, voice acting is either really good or horrible. Just god-awful. Like, I hate Goku's voice in Japanese. I hate the chick that does. Her voice is so fucking annoying. Really. It is. It just, like, fucking kills me to hear her voice. And then I think she also does Gohan and Goten. So, like, when these 2 characters are in the same scene, it's like, I'm like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. It hurts. It hurts. It fucking gives me a headache. I can't do it. I can't do it. My Hero is a great anime. If you haven't seen season 2, I literally just said that. Let's see. Overlord, I'm hearing, is really good. A lot of old heads are telling me to go back and keep watching Gintama. So he said, bro, the beginning of Black Clover is so garbage and it starts to pick up. Yeah, see, I don't have time for anime that pick up. I need it to literally be good. Just be good. Because we're in an age where you have My Hero fucking Academia, which was impressive the first episode. So when you have a show that is impressive on the first episode, why would you want to deal with any other anime that is not, like, it's like a game coming out and saying, oh yeah, the game is shit, but just wait till the patches come out and then the game will get better and then it'll be good. What? No, just make it good. What the fuck? Why do I have to wait for something to get good? It's either good or it's not. I don't understand. So I shouldn't have to fucking put up with that. And then I'm also waiting for Attack on Titan Season 3, so I think we're going to be waiting a while for that one. And I still haven't finished this season of Food Wars. I think it's over already, though. Let me see. Yeah, the third plate is over already, so I have to go back and watch that, because I was trying to keep up with it, and I just couldn't. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, what about Ruby Volume 5 and blah, 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 blah. First of all, that show is filled with fucking lollies, so that is not for me. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need a show about lollies. That's not for me, fam. That's not for me. So, I wish there was, like, a Gundam that was coming out that was really good. Like, I know there's, like, some Gundam that are still running, but it's like, I grew up on, like, G Gundam and, like, Mobile Suit Gundam. Like, these series were fucking dope, and then Big O came out, and it was like, that was dope, and it was like, okay. And then, let me see. I've also seen Assassination Classroom, Kobayashi, everybody's telling me to watch, but I'm not Heavenly Controller. Like, I don't care about tits on the screen. Like, I don't fucking care. Give me some hardcore plot, give me some twists and some turns, kill off a couple main characters. That is how you get me involved in an anime. Like, make it a drama. Like, when it's drama involved, like, yo, I'm on board. So, you know, like, there was one that I watched last year, and I cannot stress enough how good the first 9 episodes were. And then after that, it kind of started to fall off because it was getting a little predictable, was 91 Days. If you guys haven't seen 91 Days, like, personally, it is one of my favorite because they picked a time period that I love. It's 1920s prohibition. Alcohol is illegal. Bruh. Yes. Parasite is over. Stop it. I've already seen that. Let me see. 91 Days is, like, this very treacherous, like, backstabby mobster show. Yo, so good. So fucking good. You guys should definitely check it out. But this is why I don't have anime conversations live, because you'll get a lot of people who recommend the same shit over and over and over again, and it's like, okay, I've already seen it. And then you'll get somebody who isn't part of the whole stream, and they'll come back and be like, oh, Jay, have you seen Attack on Titan Season 2? Yes, I've fucking seen Attack on Titan Season 2. So that's why I don't like to have these conversations. And I think it's easier for me to just tell people what I haven't seen, because there's a lot of stuff I have seen and a lot of stuff I haven't. So, and then people keep telling me to watch JoJo's and go back and watch Hunter x Hunter. And I'm like, first of all, Hunter x Hunter is trash. Okay, Yu Yu Hakusho is clearly better. it destroys it in every regard. Plus, I don't have time to reach a cap where the anime can't physically keep going because the author is too busy getting his dick sucked on a fucking beach somewhere because he can't finish manga chapters. So fuck that guy. I don't want to watch JoJo's because it just doesn't, it's not appealing. Like, I'm just not into it. So, and then people are trying to get me to watch this one on Netflix, some crybaby anime or whatever. Bro, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I really don't give a fuck. Like, it takes a very special type of anime to keep my fucking attention. And I think Yaya said it. I wish people had the same mindset that I do, is like, make sure an anime is good before you keep watching it. Because otherwise you end up with all these shitty, really long anime for no fucking reason that are just continuing to go on forever. Literally forever. And it's like, yeah, Dragon Ball was finished 10 years ago. Can we just leave it alone? Why are we still doing this? Like, it's so fucking dumb. But that's just the way I feel about it. I'm glad you guys are so passionate about it. I'm glad there's so many... I'm seeing you guys talk about Seraph of the End. I saw the first episode. I didn't care. So, there's probably tons of other stuff. But I will... Because so many people are telling me to go and watch it, I'll probably give it another episode or two. Today, I'm probably going to start watching Black Mirror if I have time. So, I think you're going to like Devilman Crybaby based on Yu. Based on your Yu taste? Okay. Well, yeah, I trust your opinion, so I'll give it a try when I get some free time. The thing about it is, guys, I don't have hardly any free time. Hardly any. So I literally am working every single... When you guys are seeing me not do this show, I'm literally working. Like, I'm trying to make some money because I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not making money like other YouTubers are. But I'm trying to get to that point to where I can pump out content every single day. So that's why you guys get a live stream every single day instead of a video. So, you know, it is what it is. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, on Instagram. If you guys want to submit more topics for tomorrow's show, you can do that on Twitter, or you can do that in my Discord. There's a submission section, so you can go ahead and do that. Also, make sure if you guys are listening to this and you want to go back and listen to some of the other ones because they may or may not be available, the audio versions will be available on SoundCloud, so you guys can go and check that out. There's going to be a link in all of the descriptions. If you guys are currently listening to the audio version, there is a video version on my YouTube channel. Also, if you want to get your Canon Culture merch, your Canon Culture gear is available. I'm going to put the link in the chat one more time. I wish I could pin stuff in the chat. That would be great. But you guys can do that. I'm going to put it in the description of this video, so you guys can go to teespring.com/Canon, oh my god, why am I, teespring.com/CANON-culture1, and you guys can get it. I put a link in the chat. You guys can get your season 1 gear. Season 2 is going to be dope whenever we get around to that, but it's probably going to, I'm not sure how I'm going to do these seasons. I want to do it in increments of like months, so I think 3 months is going to be one season if I can continuously do it, because we're on episode 7, but I've been doing this specific thing for 2 weeks almost on and off because I don't do it on the weekends. I leave the weekends to my personal time and getting stuff done and catching up with all of this shit. But if you guys want to get in touch with me, my Twitter is in the description. It's at JustJarrett, JUST_JARRETT. You guys can submit and talk to me or whatever you want. Just, you know, your boy is trying to look out for y'all. And remember the 3 C's, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not doing it for the cash, for the clout, for the culture, why are you even doing it at all? Anyway, this has been your boy JustJaySama. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Make sure to keep it canon. Now I have to wait for YouTube to catch up. And then, oh, 7 Deadly Sins. Yeah, I forgot about that game.